A boss badly wanted to screw his secretary. One day, he got frustrated and told her, "I'll give you $5,000 if you let me do the dirty things." But the secretary refused. The boss thinks a little and says, "I'll be fast. I'll throw the money on the floor, you bend down, and I'll be finished by the time you pick it up." That was a lot of money, and the condition changed. So she said I should ask my boyfriend for his opinion and called him to tell the story. Her boyfriend says it's a lot of money and she can pick it up very fast. The boss won't even be able to get his pants down. So the secretary agrees and accepts the proposal. 30 minutes go by and the boyfriend waits for his girlfriend to call. Finally, after 1 hour, the boyfriend calls and asks what happened. The secretary said, "The cheap bastard used coins."
Don't you want equality?
What are you talking about?
Like, you guys want equality and stuff. To start that, you gotta like pump your own gas.
This is a Wawa, right?
Yes.
This is New Jersey, right?
Yes.
You pump my gas.
No, equality. You guys
I
want.
don't care. You pump my gas.
But you guys keep complaining about.
No, you pump my gas. You pump my gas. That's your job. Come on. You pump my gas.
So you don't want equality, is what I'm hearing.
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. So.
I believe a woman cooks and a woman cleans.
Okay.
A man pumps the gas.
Okay. All right. Crazy women don't care about equality when it comes to pumping their gas. Pick and choose.
So you're making the claim that women are disadvantaged in the workforce and that they don't have the same earning opportunities that men do. This is a breakdown of many of the blue-collar jobs throughout society on my phone right here, with what percentage of each of those jobs are worked by men. Will you go ahead and read the first 10 statistics off of this, please?
Roofer 90%, logger 93, veteran 90, plumber 97, mechanic 92, carpenter 92, coal miner 94, firefighter 95, ironworker 92.
So those are like well-paying, decent-paying blue-collar jobs that are completely, you don't want any of those jobs, but you could have any of those jobs as a woman. I don't understand. It's like, I'm hearing like, hey, you know, us women are disadvantaged, but you just told me I don't want any of those well-paying jobs. Is it disadvantage or is it that you just don't want the jobs?
No, feminism can only exist when there's air-conditioned, comfortable office jobs that don't require physically laborious work.
So true.
Wait, but
So 100,000 women went on strike today in Iceland to demand gender equality. The entire
and no one noticed.
70,000. So over 25% of the population went on strike, and I have some crazy news for you. The economy did not come to a stop, and it continued as normal. The only memo I got was that HR departments were getting no complaints for the 24 hours that the women were on strike. And men were...
That's amazing. I bet you it was better because then women weren't gossiping at work.
That they were really sorry women didn't get gender equality, but I heard one CEO said it was nice to finally get some done.
A lot of things will be hard for you to comprehend. That's why you're in sex work, because you can't offer value in the marketplace.
What the fuck?
Don't worry, I'm not really talking to you. I'm speaking against you as a symbol.
A symbol of what?
A symbol of a declining society where people lack values. Mm-hmm. So the point is this. If you had IQ and skills to offer to the marketplace, you can earn a good income. Being that the most valuable thing about you is something that you never earned. You didn't earn knowledge, you didn't earn skills. It's your breast that you're paid for and your butthole. So you market that to earn money, which is to say, if I took your brain and placed your brain into a man's body, you would be in poverty.
I'm just good for nothing. Yep, you caught me.
No, you are good for something. That's why you have OnlyFans. And that's my point, is that that's what you're good for.
Before we get started, please like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. We usually talk about women and relationships, but have you ever worked with any of these types of women? Back in the 1980s and 1990s, black men knew that if we had a job interview with a black woman, we were not going to get the job. And working with some black women was rough. At least the few black women I worked with. Black women always told me that they were the last to get hired, but this is not true. They just love to play the victim. They get jobs a lot faster than a black man. For example, my younger cousin named Whitney has never been employed for more than 3 weeks. She gets fired from every job, and this has been going on for the past 10 years. And some of these jobs were good jobs, and even with an employment history like hers, companies keep hiring her. One might say that she is very good at job interviews, but no. Many white people assume that black women know what they are doing and black men are incompetent. In reality, it's the other way around. I have a lot of examples, but I'm going to give you a fun one. I worked for my father's business since I was 12 years old. I worked trade shows when I was 14. I set up Kroger stores in North and South Carolina, Michigan, Indiana, and many other states. So I have a lot of experience doing stuff like this. For 10 years, I attempted to start my own business, and for 6 of these years, I worked a job setting up flower displays at a major retailer. Many major retailers required the vendors or suppliers to set up and maintain their displays. Because of all the experience I had working for my father, I was very good at this job. I was so good that I could do a whole store by myself without any help and get it done on time. I was working a store in Calumet City for 2 years by myself without any help. My manager wanted me to work other stores that were much busier and give this store to a new person. So my manager hired a woman named Darla. Years earlier, Darla had worked for another company doing similar work. I knew some of the people who once worked with her at the other company, and they said that for the few months she was there, she was a good employee. However, they also told me the circumstances of how she left the company, and the story they told me gave me pause. It sounded like bullshit, but they still gave her the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to try to keep this short. For the first day, working with Darla, she pissed me off. Then during the next few weeks, she pissed me off so much that I was going to quit. By the third week, I told my manager I cannot work with her. So my manager had me work the store 3 days a week and Darla the other 4. Here's the problem Darla had with me. I'm old. And this means I have a lot of experience working with bad people. So I knew how to piss her off. We had to place displays at the front of the doors of the store. She would put the display on one side of the door, and the next day I would put the display on the other side of the doors. Now, Kevin Samuels always said that these types of women need to be right, but what he forgot to say is that comes with they need to be right is a need for control. So I knew moving the display to the other side of the doors would piss her off. She got so pissed off that on her day off, she drove up to the store to see who was working the store. And guess who she saw? Me, Todd. Yes, when we started working together, I told her that I worked this store by myself for the past 2 years. Plus, I also told her that our manager sends me to other stores throughout the area. Darla got so upset that while our manager was on vacation, she messed up the whole store and quit without telling anyone. My manager asked me to clean up Darla's mess, but she could not spare anyone to help me. I was like, cool, no problem, no big deal. It took me 3 days, but I was okay with it. A job is a job, work is work, and sometimes it just takes a little more time to do. What bothered me was that I was too nice to her. I tried to work with her. I guess what bothered me is that I let her get away with too much. After this, I knew that she was the type of person that could not keep a job. I was told that Darla got a job working for Amazon, and we all know how that was going to end. And a year later, Darla came back and asked for her old job. For me, this is more proof that she is the type of person that cannot keep a job. I know black women who have college degrees that can get a job very quickly and very good paying jobs, but they cannot keep a job for more than a year. And yet, even with their employment history, companies keep hiring them. That job was manual labor, and I hate doing manual labor jobs. But like with most men, we do what we got to do. We might never achieve our goals, but we do not live in a dream world.